Hello ladies and gentlemen and movie lovers of all kind, and welcome back to the channel. As always, I am your host Brett Murphy, and for today's video I have a brand new ranking for you all, and I am going to be ranking all 11 of director Christopher Nolan's movies. So, fun fact, Christopher Nolan is actually my own personal favorite director, and it's been a little over 2 years since I last ranked all of his movies. And seeing as how his upcoming movie Oppenheimer is a little less than a year away, not to mention my last ranking of Christopher Nolan's movies got copyright claimed, meaning that it is actually blocked in some territories, and throw in the fact that we're kind of in a limbo of sorts right now with no big new releases for the next little while, I thought to myself, why not revisit this ranking and give an updated version? Before I hop into the actual ranking itself, I just wanted to let you all know that I have an entire playlist dedicated to all of my ranking videos, so be sure to check that out, and I guarantee you'll find something you like. And so, without further ado, let's hop right into things. Number 11, Following. Look, this is Christopher Nolan's first ever movie, and it's not even really a full feature-length movie. It's only an hour and 9 minutes long. It's fine if you really want to check out all of Christopher Nolan's movies just to say you did. You might have some difficulty finding it, and I really don't think it is a must-watch project of his. Number 10, Insomnia. Insomnia is actually Nolan's only movie that wasn't written or co-written by him, and in my own personal opinion, it actually kind of shows. Now, don't get me wrong, the mystery there is still super solid and very engaging, and the game of cat and mouse is very thrilling. We also get a pair of superb leads in Al Pacino and Robin Williams. I mean, when do those two not deliver? From this point in this list on, meaning including Insomnia, I think all of these movies are truly great. But when put in this position where I have to rank all of them, I do feel that this one is the bottom of the barrel. Number 9, Dunkirk. I already know that I'm going to get a bunch of hate for this one. I always do whenever I talk about Dunkirk, because for me, this movie is really the definition of all style and no substance. What I mean by that is that this has to be possibly the best looking movie I have ever seen, and it has some of the best sound design and sound mixing. Hands down, it is a technical marvel. But there is no substance to this movie at all. I always call it just the world's most expensive documentary. There are no memorable characters, there is no driving force behind the story whatsoever, there really isn't even actually a story. It just feels like there's no real emotion whatsoever. It is just a retelling of these events, a dramatized version, that takes place across 3 separate perspectives. Once again, it looks great, it sounds great, but there is nothing here at all. Again, it really does genuinely feel like the world's most expensive documentary and nothing more. I'll never understand all of the praise that this movie got aside from those technical aspects. And I know I am very much so in the minority on this one, and I embrace that. Number 8. Tenet. This is arguably Christopher Nolan's most imaginative and complex story he has told yet. It definitely requires some thinking, so if you don't like your movies that require a lot of thought to actually fully understand, this one might not be for you, and definitely do not feel bad if you leave this movie confused and feeling like you're stupid or something, because you're definitely not. Believe me, I've seen this movie a few times now, and I'm still just as confused as the first time I saw it. Everyone that tries to do an explained video on this one, story explained, ending explained, the whole, everything that goes on in this movie explained, everyone will give you a different answer. However, it does have some incredibly creative fight scenes, a fantastic score from Ludwig Göransson, and 2 wonderful leads in John David Washington and Robert Pattinson. Number 7, Memento. This may be the most unique movie I have ever seen, or definitely up there for one of the most unique. It's one of those movies that I really feel you're either going to love it or hate it. I've never seen storytelling done like this before. The way that the story unfolds is what makes this one so unique, and I really don't want to dive any deeper into it than that because I don't want to spoil it for you at all. It's one that you just have to check out for yourself. But for me personally, I do highly recommend it. Number 6. Batman Begins. Yes, the one that kicked off one of the most iconic and well-rounded movie trilogies ever. Christian Bale proved all of the doubters wrong almost immediately. Cillian Murphy as Scarecrow is magnificent. And somehow Christopher Nolan managed to bring Batman into the real world seamlessly. Top to bottom, this movie is borderline flawless. I say borderline because the fight scenes are very, very bad in this one. But everything else, top notch. Number 5, The Prestige. It's Batman versus Wolverine, but instead they're both magicians trying to outdo and sabotage one another, while Black Widow gets caught up in the middle of all of it. Oh, not to mention there's also David freaking Bowie, and his sidekick is, you know, Caesar, aka Gollum, aka Alfred, aka King Kong. Good old Andy Serkis. In all seriousness though, this movie is bloody brilliant, and it will keep you guessing until the very end with its masterful twists and turns. Number 4, The Dark Knight Rises. This movie gets way too much hate. It may be the most overhated movie of all time if you ask me, because I feel it's every bit just as good as The Dark Knight. Yeah, I just said that. Yes, indeed, it does have a few goofier moments and some plot holes that bring it down just a tad, but ultimately it is a grand epic and satisfying finale. Tom Hardy is terrifying as Bane. Bale and Kane are both phenomenal, as well as the majority of the rest of the cast. Not to mention Joseph Gordon-Levitt was a very solid new addition. It's an all-around masterpiece. I really do feel that this one and the next 3 in those 3, 2, and 1 spots are all masterpieces. Number 3, Interstellar. It is so close between this one and the number 2 spot. Interstellar boasts breathtaking cinematography, stunning visuals, captivating performances, a story that expertly blends science fiction and real-world science, not to mention it has some of the most memorable scenes ever put to film. Number 2, Inception. Again, I want to reiterate, you could ask me tomorrow, and Inception and Interstellar could switch places in that number 2 and number 3 spot. I really do truly love them both equally, as they are both among my all-time favorite movies. However, for today, I am feeling that Inception's cast is just a little bit stronger, not to mention I feel its storytelling is just a tad more consistent the whole way through, until the very end, where we end up getting one of movie history's most iconic endings. Number 1, The Dark Knight. Surprise, surprise, I know, right? Major shocker. I'm sure all of you definitely saw this coming as soon as you clicked on the video. Whether you know me personally or not, this is pretty much everybody's favorite. And it's no different for me because it is my second favorite movie ever in general. Maybe even my first, honestly. It has definitely been in that first place spot more than once in my life. I adore all of it. I genuinely do not feel like this movie has a single flaw in it. For me personally, this is the definition of a masterpiece. Not just as a Batman movie or just as a superhero movie, but a movie in general, a masterpiece. So that is all for today's video, folks. Be sure to let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with my ranking. While you're at it, be sure to let me know how you would rank all 11 of Christopher Nolan's movies. If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you'd like to see more content, consider subscribing to my channel and ringing that little bell icon. That way you can be notified about all of my latest uploads. And as always, stay safe. Thank you so much for watching, and that's a wrap. Hey you, yeah you, if you made it this far, just know I appreciate you. And while you're here, consider hitting that subscribe button.